Hello there, Slay here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a shotgun gameplay on Moscow. And here's my class. I'm going to use the Gallo SA12 with the 1911, stim shot, tomahawk field mic, and then ghost, ninja, and then also flak jacket. So I wanted to get a shotgun gameplay in here because I do think that it's just not a really strong class in this game. First off, there's only two shotguns, so like right away, not great. And my previous videos, I've talked a lot about like the gun balance in this game, or what I feel is a lack of gun balance in this game. And having two shotguns and only three pistols, that has a lot to do with it. Especially someone like me, who really enjoys using shotguns and using shotguns as a primary weapon. And in this game, they're not even primaries; they're secondaries. So they're really relegated to that backup role. Now, I will say, having it as a secondary, a lot of people do use it as a secondary, but it's a secondary. It's not your primary weapon. So you're going to have the AK-47 or the M16, and you're going to use that the vast majority of the time. So I just think the shotguns just don't get a whole lot of love in this game, and I thought that I'd make an old school class, with the shotgun primary and a pistol secondary. And I think in this game though, the one thing that I forgot or they changed is that, and you'll see it right here, is that when you're reloading with the shotgun, you can't fire with it. Like in the previous Call of Duty games, like Modern Warfare 2019, and games like that, if you were reloading, and you wanted to fire, you would come out of that like reloading animation, and you'd be able to fire the gun. Not in this game. That's a big difference. So when you're reloading, you have to actually fully reload the gun in order to fire it. The only way to get out of it is to switch to your secondary and then switch back to your shotgun. But by the time that happens, you're probably dead. So yeah, so that's a big thing here in this game, and I actually get killed with it because I think I kind of forgot, or I'm not used to it quite yet in this game, and so I get killed that first time there, and then there's another time you'll see as well that I don't really plan for the reload very well, and that's the one thing about this gun, the Gallo SA12, which to me reminds me a lot of the Spaz 12. It might be the same gun, it might not be, but very similar. Is that the reload time is just very high, so you really have to kind of game plan your reloads. Like here, I still think that there might be a guy around. I'm not going to reload. I only reload really when I feel like I can, like there's not more people around, that I'm really safe. So you really have to plan your reloads out because they take a long time, and like I said, you can't fire the shotgun when you're reloading. So that adds another layer of kind of complexity to the shotguns. It's something I honestly wish they would change because it would make it a little bit easier for them to use. And in this game, like I said, they're just not getting used that much. I mean, why would you too? I mean, a lot of the SMGs, a lot of the MP5 and the AK-74s, they're just as good close range too. I mean, they're going to gun you down real fast too. So there's really not a whole lot of incentive. And like there, see, I was reloading, I couldn't actually get a shot off. If I had gotten a shot off, he probably would have been dead. But unfortunately, I didn't plan well there. And so, yeah, they don't have that same usability. But anyway, I'm going to show you kind of how I use the shotgun in this game. Like I said, it's a lot of making sure I have ample time to reload, kind of going around the perimeter of the map. You'll notice that I don't really go in the direct middle of the map too often here. I kind of stay at the perimeter, and I try to pick guys off kind of one by one. That's kind of my goal. Obviously, in any gun battle, you don't want to be vastly outnumbered, but particular with the shotgun too. You are going to die if you have two guys, especially at a medium to long range distance, that are just waiting for you. I mean, this thing doesn't have that great a range, especially with the silencer on it. So you really kind of have to stay to the periphery, stay to the perimeter, and kind of pick your battles and pick off guys. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is, once I start kind of getting used to it, is that 1911 secondary. I think that that's actually really useful because, the one advantage to using a pistol in this game as your secondary weapon is that the switch time on it is very, very fast. You're not, besides the knife, the next that's the only other secondary class that's going to be as quick as a pistol. So like when you're in a gun battle and you want to switch quickly to your pistol because you're reloading with the shotgun, that's a really good class to have. So I know it is kind of tempting to rock an assault rifle and a shotgun, and I do that. I do have classes like that as well. But when you're really just trying to get the best shotgun gameplay, I think it actually is advantageous to use a shotgun primary with the pistol secondary. And for that, you actually have to use the Lawbreaker perk, and the Lawbreaker wild card, I should say, and that also allows you to use 2 perks from the same class. And I really think it's important for a shotgun to have both Ghost and Ninja. That's really important for any type of shotgun class because, like I said, you really want to be staying to the periphery, and you really don't want to, you want to be pretty stealthy. And that's what I also like about this class too, is the silencer. The silencer on this gun, I think, is a must. I use a lot of silencers on my weapons, especially my SMGs. I just feel like that's going to allow me to kind of go to the periphery, pick people off, kind of flank them, and I think that definitely plays into a role here with the shotgun, with the silencer. So I use both shotguns. The Hauer's good. I probably prefer the SA12, the Gallo SA12 to the Hauer, but I mean, you can use the Hauer. The Hauer is definitely going to give you more, one-shot kills for sure. The SA12, you typically got to hit him a couple of times. Like here, I think I hit him maybe once or twice there. You really got to be careful, with the Gallo. You're not going to get a whole lot of one-shot kills, so don't just stop shooting. And like here, you'll see. Yeah, the hot swap there, the hot swap medal where I actually switched to my pistol. And you see how fast that was when those guys came up and I was reloading. I could easily switch to that 1911 and gun them down. And, I will say, too, as far as the pistols go in this game, I think the 1911 is the best. I think the Diamatti is actually really good, though, too. I actually have a Diamatti gameplay on my channel. I really like it. Sometimes I'll just use the Diamatti and a knife, and I think that's a fun way to play. But I think just overall, the power on this 1911 is really high. And if you actually look at the stats, the actual percentage-based stats on the perks, the 1911 has like a power of like 70. Which is a lot. The MP5 I think has a power of it's in the 30s. So the 1911 is a very, very powerful weapon, and it in my opinion, it's definitely the best pistol, and it has a lot of range to it too. So sometimes I'll just even use the 1911 as my primary, and then I'll also use a knife. I like to do those types of gameplays as well. But here, I mean, I think that might have been a one-shot, but maybe he was damaged before. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I guess when you hit him point blank like that, it might be a one-shot kill. But like I said, this gun is not the most powerful shotgun, but it's also not the least either. I mean, that's one thing too that I've been asking, or I've been kind of on my wish list for this game is some more shotguns. And in previous Call of Duties, there was like the AA-12 in Modern Warfare 2. I don't know if you guys remember that one. The Striker in Modern Warfare 3. Those real high rate of fire, low damage shotguns. Even higher rate of fire than the SA-12 here. And I think that too. I think that would be something that they could add in. And maybe another shotgun too. Maybe like an over-under, maybe a double barrel. Kind of like the 757? No, 7. Well, the over-under in Modern Warfare 2019 was amazing. It was like, I can't even remember the name of it now. It's kind of silly, but it was definitely my favorite shotgun in that game. The 725, that's what it was. I'd like to see them add something like that in there as well, just to kind of spice it up. Anyway, that's the gameplay. I go 33-8. It wasn't necessarily the smoothest gameplay, but I thought, bringing you some shotgun gameplay, showing you that you can actually use the shotgun in this game. That's kind of what I was going for. So, yep, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, slay some noobs and peace out.